Hello and welcome dear Mathletes once again to Mathlete Minds. We continue our journey of CBSE Class 10 Mathematics, and right now we are focusing on the topic of statistics. In the earlier videos of the same, we have understood the significance of statistics as well as discussed in detail the calculation of mean of not only discrete data but also of continuous frequency distribution by three different methods, that is the direct method, the assumed mean method, as well as the step deviation method. Now in this video, we'll continue on the same continuous frequency data and we'll try to understand some more typical problems based on continuous frequency distribution. Now in this particular question, the first one that we have over here, you see the first column of the frequency distribution always depicts the classes. So here we have the classes ranging from the minimum value of the class is 0 and the maximum is 100. Now each class interval has got 20 over here, so 0 to 20, 20 to 40, the class interval is 20. So these are the ranges of the different classes and they are all uniform throughout the data. The next column depicts the frequency, and in this frequency column we find that there are two missing frequencies over here. But at the same time we are also given the summation of frequency and the mean of the data. So basically in this question we have to find out or calculate these missing frequencies. So first of all, what we do over here is, since I am taking or solving the question by step deviation method, you can also solve it by direct method or even by assumed mean method. I'm doing it by the step deviation method so that the calculation simplifies further. Now here we have got here first to find out the class marks. Now for finding out the class marks, what we do is add the lower limit plus the upper limit by 2. So we get here 20 by 2, that is 10. Similarly, this is 60 by 2, that is 30. So now you realize the difference is 20, so immediately the next one is 15, the next is 70 and the next is 90. Next step, the next column what we write is, we'll first select one of these class marks as the assumed mean. Supposing I take 50 as the assumed mean. So this is my A value, that is assumed mean. Next step what I'll do is I'll subtract this assumed mean from each of these class marks and put the proper sign, that is 10 minus 15 is equal to minus 40. 30 minus 50 is minus 20. This will be 0, this will be positive 20, this will be positive 40. So here you have to be careful, put it with the proper sign. Next, in the next column, we'll divide each of these deviations by the class interval, that is 20. So we'll get here minus 20. Minus 2. Here we'll get minus 1, here we'll get 0, here we'll get 1 and here we'll get 2. In the next column, we'll write down the product of this frequency and the deviations divided by the class interval. So we get here minus 34, we get here minus F1, this is 0, this is F2 and this is 38. Now supposing I add up all these values in the last column over here, that is the product column FIUI. So 38 minus 34, that is 4. F1 is negative F1 and plus positive F2. So this is the summation of this particular column. Now let us add the frequency column also. So here we have this 32 plus 19, that is equal to 49, 51, 58 and 68. So here we get 68 plus F1 plus F2. Now we have to proceed to find out these two missing frequencies. So what we do in this case is frame two equations to get the two different values of F1 and F2. So first of all, since we have already obtained the summation in this format, we can easily equate it to the summation given, that is 120. So from here I can get F1 plus F2 is 120 minus 68 and that is equal to 52. So this is my first equation. In the second case what I do is I take the mean value that is given, first write down the formula of the step deviation mean calculation, that is x mean is equal to A plus summation FIUI by summation Fi into h. Now for x mean, we'll put the value 54. The assumed mean was 50, we have taken it as 50. The summation FIUI was coming as 4 minus f1 plus f2. So here I'll put 4 minus f1 plus f2. Summation fi is 120 and the class interval is 20. So now let us try to simplify this. Now 54 minus 50, that is 4. And this becomes 21, 26. So we get 4 is equal to 4 minus f1 plus f2 by 6, which can be written as 24 is equal to 4 minus f1 plus f2, which on further simplification gives us f2 minus f1 is equal to 20. So we get here this value, f2 minus f1 is equal to 20. Now we take the first equation. This is my second equation. Now we have got two equations here. So simply write the second equation below the first one. This is equal to 52. And find the values of f1, f2 by any method of calculation of x and y, say in the linear equations that we have learned. I am using the elimination method, so simply add them. The f1s will get cancelled. You are left with 2f2 is equal to 72. So f2 is equal to 36. So if f2 is 36, f1 will be 52 minus 36, that is 16. So in this manner we get the frequencies which are not given, which are missing in the data. The next question that we have over here is, in a retail market, fruit vendors were selling mangoes kept in packing boxes. The following was the distribution of mangoes according to the number of boxes. Find the mean number of mangoes in the boxes. So here when you look at the data carefully, you find that this data is in the inclusive format. In each of these columns, you find this is 52 and the next one starts at 53. That means 52 has to be included in the first column. So this means both these numbers as well as the numbers in between them will be included in this particular column. So it is inclusive data. So first of all, what we need to do whenever we get data like this is convert it into exclusive format. That means we will reset this class intervals in such a manner that the upper limit over here and the lower limit here becomes the same. In order to do that, supposing I take out the difference between 53 and 52, that is 1. So 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. So next step that I'll take is I'll subtract 0.5 from each of the lower limits of each of these classes and add 0.5 to each of the upper limits of these classes. So automatically this becomes 49.5 and this becomes to 52.5. This becomes 52.5 to 55.5. This becomes 55.5 to 58.5. This becomes 58.5 to 61.5. This becomes 61.5 to 64.5. So now this is the new exclusive data. Now we can proceed to solve this question by any of the methods that we choose to do. So here I will be choosing the step deviation method because as you can see the frequencies are quite big in number. So we can easily adopt the step deviation method. I have written down here the exclusive classes. Now let us find the class marks. Now when we are finding the class marks, whether you add these two and divide by 2 or add these two and divide by 2, the answer is going to come the same. So 50 plus 52, that is equal to 102 divided by 2 gives us 51. The next one is 108 divided by 2, that is equal to 54. The next one, now see the difference is 3, so next one we can easily write as 57, the next as 60 and the next as 63. So you can even check it again if you want. So 9 plus 1 is 10 and 6 plus 5 is 11, 12, 120 divided by 2 is 60. Next is again we'll have to take one of them as the assumed mean. Supposing I take the exact middle one as the assumed mean, that is 57. I'll write down the differences of these class marks and the assumed mean. So 51 minus 57 is minus 6. 54 minus 57 is minus 3. This is 0, this is 3 and this is positive 6. Next what we do is we will divide these deviations by the class interval. Now here the class interval is 3. Here it was 2, but here after making it in the exclusive form, it becomes 3. 5 minus 5 is 0, 12 minus 9 is 3. So we'll divide by 3. So this becomes, the class interval is 3. So this becomes minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. Now we find out the product Fi Ui. So this becomes minus 30. This is minus 110. This is 0. This is 115. And this is 50. Next what we do is add up this. So 115 minus 110 is plus 5. Plus 5 and minus 30 gives us minus 25. Minus 25 plus 50 is plus 25. So the summation of this column is plus 25. You have to be very careful with the sign. You can take the negative values separately and the positive values separately, add them and finally subtract them. Now let us add the frequencies over here. So this is 100, 200, 300, 325, 330, 340, 340, 375 and this becomes 380, 390, 400. So this summation Fi comes as equal to 400. This is summation Fi Ui. Now we can proceed to find out the mean of this data. So let us write down the formula. X mean is equal to A plus summation Fi Ui by summation Fi into H. Now X mean, now my assumed mean over here was 57. This is 25, this is 400 and the class interval is 3. So I'll write here 57. This is 57 plus summation Fi Ui was coming as 25. This is 400 and the class interval is 3. So 25 ones 25, 25 ones and this is 16. So instead of simplifying by taking the LCM, let us divide 3 by 16. So if I divide by 3 by 16, I get 16.1, that is 30. So 30 minus 16 is 140. So 140. So next I can take 68. That is equal to 128. And so we are left with remainder 12. So 120. So we can take 16 sevens. 16 7 is 42. That is 112. So again we are left with the remainder as 8. And 16 5s 80. So 0.1875. Now X mean is equal to 57 plus 0.1875. So this can be written as 57.1875 plus this 0, or sorry, we can write it as 57.1875. And if you round it up, you can round it as 57.19. You add this becomes 8 and so the mean value of the mangoes per box is 57.19. The next question is find the mean marks of the student from the following cumulative distribution. Now here you see that the data is provided in a different format. The marks are given and it is mentioned here this is less than 10, this is less than 20. So basically this means that when we go to check the less than 10 column, this number that is here depicts all the number of students who have secured less than 5. This number over here 9 depicts all the students who are securing less than 20. That means it is inclusive of this data. Similarly, less than 30 is depicting 70. That means it is inclusive of this data. So in order to find out the exact or frame the exact frequency distribution, first of all let us write down the class intervals. Now since they are marks, we can take the minimum marks as 0 and frame the class intervals as 0 to 10, 10 to 20 and so on till 100. So I have written here 10 class intervals. Now next what we do is, now this is less than 5. That means less than 10 is equal to 5. This is 5. And less than 20 is 9. So if I have to write down between 10 to 20, it will be 9 minus 5, that is 4. 0 to 10 is already given as 5, so we'll put here 5. This is 4. Then next one is less than 30, that is 17. So now what I'm going to do is, this is 17. Total from here, from 0 to 20 it is 9, so 17 minus 9, that is 8. Next one again we have here 29 minus 17, that will give us 12. Then we have 45 minus 29, that is equal to 16. Then we have 60 minus 45, that is 15. Then 70 minus 60, that is 10. Then 78 minus 70, that is 8. And 83 minus 78, that is 5. And then we have 2. So these are the actual frequency now. This was the cumulative frequency and these are the actual frequency. Now once we have got this data in this format, that is the frequency distribution in the correct format, now we can proceed to find out the mean by any of the methods we choose to. So here this is the frequency distribution. Let us complete this first. The frequency F1, the first row will have 5. This will have 9 minus 5, that is 4. This will have 8. This will have 12. This will have 16. Then we have 15. Then we have 10. Then this is 8. Then this is 5. And this is 2. You can check it once before proceeding. So 45 minus 29, that is equal to 16. Then this is of course 15 and this is 12. Now let us write down the class marks. Class mark is lower limit plus upper limit by 2. So this is 5. This is 30 by 2, that is 15. So difference is 10. So you can write down the others: 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85 and 95. Now we have to choose one of them as the assumed mean. So I'm choosing 45 as the assumed mean. You can choose any other also, the answer will come the same. So A value is 45. Now find out the difference of the class marks from the assumed mean. So this becomes minus 40, this becomes minus 30, this is minus 20, minus 10, 0, then this is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So now we get here this divided by 10. That means because the class interval is 10, so we get here minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now find the products FIUI. So this will give us minus 20. Here you have to be a bit careful. Minus 12, minus 16, then minus 12. This is 0. This is 15. This is 20. Then 24. Then 20. Then 10. So now, if we look at this carefully, we have a negative 20 here and one positive 20. We can cancel that out. Minus 12, and plus 24. That can be eliminated. Now we are left with 20 plus 10, 30, 45. And we have here minus 16. So we can cancel this minus 16 and 15 and get a negative 1. So 30 minus 1 is 29. So summation of this column is equal to 29. So that is the summation here. Now the frequencies we need not add because they have already given this as 85. This highest number is the summation. So summation of Fi is equal to 85. Now let us solve it and get the mean value. So X mean is equal to A plus summation FIUI by summation Fi into H. So A we have taken as 45. Summation FIUI is coming as 29. By summation Fi, summation Fi is 85, this is 29. So 29 by 85 and the class interval is 10. So 5 to 10, 5 ones 5, this is 7. So we get here 58 by 17. 58 by 17. So 17, 3 is 51. The remainder is 7, 70. So 3 point, now we can take it as say 4 times 7, 4 is 28. 68, remainder is 20. 17, 1, 17. Remainder is 3. So you'll keep getting again another one over here. So we'll get here. Again, see, you'll get here, this is 3 and this is 2 minus 1, that is 13. So let us stop here for 3 decimal places. So final answer X mean will be equal to 45 plus 3.411. That gives us 48.41. Or you can just keep it equated to 48.4 because this one in any case will not have any impact over here. So that is the final mean marks. And you can see in the table that we have got, most of the children are securing marks between 40 to 50. We have 16 children securing the marks, and this is 15. So in between this itself, the mean will have to come. The next question that we have is, the data again is given in a slightly different manner. This is also cumulative frequency distribution, but here you find that the data is given in the more than format. The first row shows more than 0. The number of students securing more than 0 are 18. So this is the total number of students. More than 10 is 77. More than 20 is 72. So as in the previous case, here also first we'll find the frequency distribution or frame the frequency distribution chart. So here 0 to 10, and again I have made 10 classes over here because it starts from 0, more than 10, more than 20. So accordingly we can make the frequency distribution chart. Now supposing this is not given and the chart is not given in this manner, you have to think about, you have to check out these values and see how you can frame your frequency distribution chart. Sometimes it's mentioned that you have to take class intervals of 20 or something like that. So accordingly you have to frame your distribution table over here. Now let us see how to find the exact frequency. Now it's given that all the children are securing more than 80. More than 0, all the children that are securing is 80. So then more than 10 is 77. So if I take from more than 10 marks, the number of children are 77. And more than 0, the number of children are 80. So if I have to get the number of children securing marks between 0 and 10 but less than 10, that will be 80 minus 77, that is 3. Similarly, more than 20 is 72. So if I have to find out the number of children who are securing between 10 and 20 but less than 20, that will be 77 minus 72, that is 5. So this way we find out the actual frequency. This will be 3, this will be 5, then next one over here will be, this is 72, and this for 77, and this was 72. So you go on subtracting the first one from the second one, the succeeding one from the preceding one. So this will become again 77 minus 72 we wrote as 5. Then 72 minus 65, that will be 7. Then 65 minus 55, that is 10. Then we have 55 minus 43, that is equal to 8 and 7 and 8 12 over here. We get 12. 43 minus 28, that is 5 and 1 15. Then 28 minus 16, that is 2 and 1 12. Then we get here 16 minus 10, that is 6. 10 minus 8, that is 2 and 8. So these are the actual frequencies. And if you add all these frequencies, it will sum up to 80. Now moving on to calculate the mean. Again, this is the frequency distribution table that you have to make. And now we'll write the actual frequency. So 80, the first number 80 minus 77 will be 3 over here. 77 minus 72 will be 5. 72 minus 65, that is 7. 65 minus 55, that is 10. 55 minus 43, that is equal to 12. So then we have 43 minus 28, that is 5 and 1 15. Then 28 minus 16, that is equal to 2 and 1 12. Then 16 minus 10, that is equal to 6. 10 minus 8, that is 2. And 8 minus 0, that is 8. So next we find out the class mark as in the previous case. So we get here 5. So this will be 15. The next one will be 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95. Next what we do is choose a particular assumed mean. Again I am taking 45. So 45, now find the difference. 5 minus 45 is equal to minus 40. This is minus 30, this is minus 20, this is minus 10, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Now divide by the class interval, so we get here minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Find the product FIUI. So you get here minus 12, minus 15, minus 14, minus 10, 0, 15, 24, 18, 8, and 40. So let us see what can be cancelled first. 15 and negative 15 can be cancelled out. Then we have here, this is 24 and this is 14 and 10. 14 and 10 can be cancelled with 24. So we are now left with 18 minus 12, that is 6. So plus 6 and 48 plus 6, that is equal to 54. So summation is coming as 54. And the frequency, as I told you, you need not add because it's already given, it is 80. More than 8, it's starting from more than 80. So here, more than 0, 80 students are there. So summation of frequency is 80. Now we go to find out the mean. So X mean is equal to A plus summation FIUI by summation FI into H. A, the assumed mean is 45. Summation FIUI is coming as 54. Summation FI is 80. Class interval is 10. 10 8s. So we get here. Again, this is 6 8 48. So 6 point we have here 60. 8 8 6 7 8 56. 440. Then we have 8 5 46.75. So 45 plus 6.75, that will give us 51.75. So in this case, we can make it as 51.8. The mean is 51.8. Rounding it up, we get 51.8 as the mean marks. And if you cross check it, you see most of the students again are lying between this category, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, and 40 to 50. So the mean is concentrated in this region, and we get 51.8. So these were the typical questions of group distribution, and with that we come to end of the variety of questions of continuous distribution and calculation of mean on that. In the next video, we'll be taking up median questions, or the first we'll understand what is a median and then how to calculate mean of discrete data as well as mean of continuous group data. So thank you for watching. Hope you liked the explanation. Kindly like, share and subscribe to the channel.